Okay, so in this video I want to talk about a part in the latest One Piece chapter, One Piece chapters 1064, and obviously this is always gonna have a spoiler. So if you not have read the manga version chapter yet, and obviously I just kind of speculate what happens in the scenes. And the scene I want to talk about is the scene between the battle between Blackbeard and Falga Law. And the interesting thing, we see that Law, one member of Law pirates jump in the water and swimming, and then shoot some kind of beam from his mouth on vad heter det, Ogre, the doctor of the Blackbeard Pirates. And obviously the scene before that, we see Law use his Devil Fruit ability with his sword to cut the horse in two, that makes the doctor fall off of the horse, and in the air the member of the Law Pirate shoot the water. And what I think here, and obviously this is just a prediction, and it's most likely probably at this the two members we see in the water swimming and using as kind of water-based ability are fishman people, because we know that fishmen can eat devil fruits, but they cannot swim if they eat the devil fruit. Same for humans. So there's most likely that person used a similar ability as Jinbei used to control the water, to be like to a weapon. And then obviously because first Law tried Law to make the Blackbeard fall in the water. That is the reason for why he uses devil fruit to cut the horse. So that, because the doctor and the Blackbeard are on the horse in the air. So if the Blackbeard falls in the water, obviously Blackbeard in some way sorry, I have to go slower. Okay, obviously the scene here is that Blackbeard, the second part, he attacking Law. This is a later chapter. The full review will be out tomorrow, and so this is just going to talk about this part, this battle. And we see that Law, obviously I don't remember Law's Devil's name, so there's a reason why I not say it, but he has kind of worms that teleports, that he teleport his sword through the air to make the sword longer, to cut the Blackbeard's horse. That horse have the mythical Pegasus Devil Fruit, and in the same time, because we know if a Devil Fruit user falls in the water, as I really fall in the water, the power will be neutralized and he cannot swim, because that is the curse of having a Devil Fruit. And then we see in the scene before that, in the background, we see a person running and jumping into the water, and then that person is probably a fishman and shooting a water-based ability on the doctor, that is one of the Titanic captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, to try to for both of them into the water to neutralize their power. But obviously they fail, because then the other member of the Titanic captain, the guy that have the teleport power, teleport Blackbeard to the island, so he not fall in the water. And then obviously Law used his ability with the sword again to impale Blackbeard in the stomach, and Blackbeard, obviously his eyes get white, when he damage, but he not die from that attack. Obviously everybody knows this fantasy. Like normally people absolutely will die if they get that impaled, like the sword, like this thick sword, right through your back, like, and even can stand after that is yeah. Anyways, so then we see the clash, because Blackbeard, like the Emperor clash between these two characters. And obviously the posters we see with the new emperors, obviously Monkey Luffy we know long before he was the emperor, but like Bucky the Clown and Shanks and Blackbeard. The real emperor here, I should say, is not Bucky. Obviously, Bucky was like really make fake posters to seem he was the emperor, but he always he was he. The reason for that was because he was sorry he not earn some word in anyway. The point here that he have promised Mihawk and Crocodile money for helping him against the Marine, and when they come, when Crocodile come to help to get his money, obviously Bucky understand he was totally broke, that he have no money, so he was very panic. So obviously, so the truth here is that Law is the new emperor, because Law and Kid and Monkey Luffy and was the captains of the crews that helped to defeat Kaido and Big Mom, and specifically Law and Kid defeat Big Mom. So obviously they are absolutely most deserving of the title to be an emperor in this kind of thing. So anyways, we see the clash here, and obviously Blackbeard are after Law because Law have one of the poneglyphs, and now we also see in the first page that the Kuzan is a member, official member of the Blackbeard Pirates, and in the first chapter before, in chapter 1063, we see that the whole Whole Cake Island was frozen to ice, and all of the members, even Serpines, was in ice. So that is first. And that is extremely powerful characters to have a vice admiral, admiral on your side with that capability to control ice is extremely powerful. So obviously the thing can be, obviously here is a pure speculation here. It can be so that Kuzan is a spy for some groups. We don't know, because it was something with the Marine was split in two. So it can be that he working for another group in the world government that is not serving absolute justice. Another group that he just playing, working for the world government. And the whole thing with that he is enemy with them is just a ruse to trick Blackbeard. That is just pure prediction, but most likely that he is just working for the Blackbeard Pirates. So anyway, so you see the fight, and yeah, so that is the thing here. With the whole thing is that obviously because Blackbeard has Pudding captured in a cell, because Pudding can read poneglyph, and that is a reason why Blackbeard sends out obviously Kuzan to Whole Cake Island to capture her, because of her ability. And yeah, and I think that the other members of the Titanic captains, like Pizarro, Vasco de Chault, Katarina Devon, and Sanjan Wolf, the other members, they are probably after Kid, hunting down Kid, and because Kid have the other poneglyphs, it's Big Mom and Kaido have two, so obviously Law have Kaido's poneglyph, and Kid have Big Mom's poneglyph. To have them, so they are after him. And obviously because when you have an admiral, like an admiral is very similar rank as a Yonko. If you have a Yonko like power person on your side, it's very easy for you to just split up your group to hunt after other stronger characters. So it's I don't know if Kid can defeat three members, four members of the Titanic captains. At the same time, they have a admiral on their side. I don't really know how it's even possible. But it's really cool teamwork. How Law uses first his sword to cut the horse, then the person of the Law pirate jump in the water, shooting water to attack, and then we see one of the big guys of the Law pirate. Obviously, I don't know the name, but he do something to block the bullets of Ogre. I think his name is Ogre, and then the name. One of the members of Ogre, and then the Doctor in the air threw some kind of grenade apple, like the apples that explode, and somebody takes them down, and I think that is a hint what we will see for the future of One Piece, of teamwork, like really like Yonko crews fighting Yonko crews in like teamwork, like really teamwork, playing like a football field teamwork, and like everybody working to get the ball into the net, that kind of teamwork. So that is a new thing really. Like we see a little bit of that with the battle when we see the Straw Hat Monkey Luffy and the other Kid and Law and Zoro working together to fight against the Big Mom and Kaido, and that Junkos. What I think will happen in the next chapter, not this chapter, but next chapter, is that probably Law will be defeated or have to run away or something like that, because obviously Law will not defeat Blackbeard, because it's not because Law is weak in any shape or form. It's just that even if you have that knowledge and that capability, is too much for a person. Even if he have a crew, is too much to handle so many powerful members that have this kind of. And I think because Blackbeard have always trained to work with all of the ability, all the members have ability that work together with the other members. For example, one is extremely strong, can throw things. The other person can teleport things. That means that he can teleport the thing that the person throw to get longer distance. The same person have a sniper that he can control, and he can teleport the bullets to get much further reach with the bullets than a normal sniper will, because of his teleporting powers. Then we have a doctor that can imagine different disease and sickness, like the Grim Reaper, and then we have a person, the leader, Blackbeard, that have ability that you can have two Devil Fruit, and one of the Devil Fruit he can use is to neutralize other Devil Fruits. So you know what I mean. If we have one person, the captain can use earthquake and tsunamis, neutralize other Devil Fruits if he touch them with his hand. One person can teleport him away from the enemy. Then we have a person can make people sick. So that if you clash with Blackbeard with your sword and you're like in a clinch, the doctor can just make you really like you get extreme headache, and you lose the focus with your sword, and then Blackbeard can just grab your arm and use his Devil Fruit ability to neutralize your power. So you know what I mean. So it's a perfect combination team that he have on his side, and then we have an ex-admiral on his side. So and obviously then we forget the other ones. We have Shiryu. I always say it wrong here. So I'm always say it wrong here. He turned invisible. So you cannot see him. So and then we have a person that can transform to everybody, even dead people, Katarina Devon. And then we have two other members we don't know their capability. My prediction here, one of the new, obviously, I should say, I think if I only allowed to have two predictions, my prediction here for Vasco de Shot is that he have to drink devil fruit. That means that he can transform what he drink to different ability. For example, he can drink water, for example, and he can transform the water in his body to oil, and then he can drink some more and transform that part to fire, to combine oil and fire together to shoot, like similar to a fishman, but he shoot oil with fire out his mouth. The other part is that I think that he can use drink something and turn to like drunken kung fu. So he's probably gonna fight against Jinbei. So he's probably gonna be the first person. We have Fishman Karate, but he's gonna have something similar to Fishman Karate, but more like a drunken version of that, more like a comical style of unorthodox, a different style of fighting with that drunken fruit. It's just prediction here. And then obviously, so I think the other two prediction is for Pizarro is the prediction I like the most, and I hope most for, is that he have the mythical Sowen Devil Fruit, the Metacora, and if then the other prediction for him is that he have a mythical Jaguar Sowen Devil Fruit. This is my two prediction for Pizarro. Sanjan Wolf we already know, and the same for Katarina Devon. So I think, they have a very, they have the Devil Fruit user we know right now that are in the Titanic Captains are very, very perfect together as a team. And this kind of thing. So obviously the full chapter review and what they say in the chapter will be out tomorrow, because I cannot read Japanese, so I only can say what I see in the manga. But everything have a point with what they say in the text. It's very important with all of this kind of thing. And that is everything I really want to say.